Alrighty, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio. Yeah, we're here in Scottsdale, Arizona, joined by Randy Angston. What's up, buddy?
In the flesh.
In the flesh, in the studio. Scottsdale, Arizona is headquarters. It's where my gym is. It's where ProFit headquarters is. And it's also where the Growth Summit's going to be in June of 23. That's this couple months away. FitProGrowSummit.com. You're going to want to check that out. Badass speaker lineup, badass breakouts, morning workouts on the deck. We're going to maybe have a guest instructor for the workouts that you guys will know. He's speaking at the event. Mike Michalowicz of Toilet Paper Entrepreneur, Clockwork, Pumpkin Plan, Profit First. You guys have probably heard of him. He's one of our keynote speakers. Lunch is provided, happy hours provided, vendors. It's a blast. FitProGrowSummit.com. Check it out, Scottsdale, Arizona. And I will give you a heads up. It's going to be a little warm in June.
It'll be beautiful.
It's in early June, so It's not like we're not in the depths of the summer at that point. But
I'm sitting here in a sweatshirt right now. I'm really looking forward to those types of temperatures.
Yeah. All right. So this episode, guys, really kind of stems from marketing in general. Like if you listen to anything we've ever talked about, you need to have multiple poles in the water. It's an analogy for if you've ever been deep sea fishing, especially troll fishing. You've got many poles out there, different depths, different line strengths, different bait on the hooks. It's truly the best analogy for catching clients out of the marketplace is deep sea fishing. Yeah. So I love deep sea fishing. Every chance I get, I try to go, and it's awesome when you got two poles at like different depths and one's hitting and one's not. It's like, dude, and then everything drops down to that depth because that's essentially where your clients are in the market.
You're split testing, you know, bait choices, and yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. And it's very similar to the advertising marketing game in fitness or in general. Absolutely.
It's the best analogy ever. You got one skipping on top of the water, one like 200 feet down there. And really, the idea is that we need to be testing hooks in market, mediums in market, creatives in market. We've got to do internal, external. There's a million things you should be doing. But without a shadow of a doubt, the only predictable method of generating clients and generating leads on demand is paid advertising.
Yeah.
Paid. I wouldn't be in business. We wouldn't be in business if we didn't run paid ads.
Correct.
I mean, because we're forcing and we're being able to predict based on years of data of spending money on Facebook ads, Google AdWords back then, and now it's Google Ads, search criteria, all this stuff that we run. We know about what we should be getting for cost per lead, return on ad spend, how much to spend. Now, obviously, if you're just starting out in business, this is a trial and error, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But after doing it for many moons, you start to get used to like, okay, we know what to expect, and there's no better feeling in the world that I think as a business owner than to be able to know exactly what to click, press, and spend, and know that you're going to get a return on investment.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's control, it's predictable. And I really think that there's just two camps. I mean, there's those that embrace, social or paid advertising, and those that just don't understand it. Because, I mean, everybody knows that they'd like it. I think that most gym owners that aren't utilizing it, it's one of those things that's just like, I don't spend my personal time on social media, therefore I don't need it, or I don't understand it enough to benefit from it. And unfortunately, guys, at this point in the game, you have to get past that. Whether it's you running the ads, and we're going to get into some of those things today, but whether it's you doing it or finding somebody that can manage, the paid ad side, there's no excuse. I mean, I talk to hundreds of gym owners every year, and it's probably 50-50. I mean, there's still that many gym owners that think that referral-based word of mouth is the way to grow a business. And I mean, while that is a pole in the water, it's not a predictable, scalable, controllable aspect within your four walls. I mean, you're relying on people that don't work for you to generate new business for you, and it's not a winning strategy for the long haul.
Right.
So paid ads we can accelerate growth. We can force that growth. And I mean, if you're not playing that game, you need to be.
Right.
There's no way around it.
I think gym owners that lean into referrals, it's because who doesn't love a referral? They come in and they're like already sold. You don't have to do anything. And you're like, oh yeah, you know Nancy? Yeah, come on, Nancy. You want the same thing she's doing? Come on and let's get you signed up. We'll put you on the same program as her.
Which is great, but they're the same individuals that are complaining that they're not growing, you know, at a rate.
Gym owners, right?
The gym owner itself, yeah, or themselves. You're relying. It's so passive. It's so slow, you know. And when we know that the retention game and what we're fighting to, you know, how we have to keep our members. I mean, I'm sure at the same point, you know, they're fighting 5-10% attrition. How many members each month are you getting in referrals? Yeah. Are you actually growing your membership base, or is it that, you know, almost net zero type game? And this is why we see them month over, year over in the same exact place.
Yeah, that's the best point you've made is you go year over year and you're in the same place. It's because you're not you're basically losing and replacing the same people over and over and over, and you can't get ahead. And we've talked about the fact that in this industry, a 5% attrition rate is considered good. So if you think about it, if you have 200 members, you're going to lose 10 members next month, and that's a B plus, and that's even a B, right? So it's you know, if you're losing 10 members, you got to replace those 10 members every single month just to break even, and that's a tough place to be. So you have to rely on paid advertising, and you have to be predictable. We have a great training on this. Probably one of the better trainings we've done. It might even have the calculator in there. It's the math and marketing training. It's winninggym.com/math. Go check it out. But because of this lesson, we've taught to clients over and over and over, they're not afraid to spend money anymore, and they're seeing an immediate growth. So I can think about 5 on just right at the tip of my tongue who were in that boat of referrals and kind of slow growth. And it's almost an inside joke that every client we're working with, at least over the last 2 years, are having their best months, best years in business. And we're not talking they've been in business a year. We're saying 10 years, 15 years, 25 years.
We were literally just talking about one of our clients, 15 years in business and just had his biggest month ever last month.
And it's because of paid ads.
Correct.
In one aspect, but it's all the other things we've taught, right?
Yeah.
It's the sales training, it's the price points, it's the semi-private training, all the good stuff. So the stuff that we do absolutely works. And one of the biggest things I wanted to kind of teach on this episode is for those of you that are running your own ads, there's a specific way that we like to set up our ads that you maybe if you're not running ads, you might tune out at this point. But if you're running your ads, you know that there's 3 kind of tabs in the Facebook ad. You know, and again, when I say ads, I'm saying Facebook and Instagram. I'm not really saying Google ads, but let's just take this in a really quick, high overview. We've got a virtual summit coming up that we'll talk about later that I'm actually going to go in depth on this particular topic. But one of the hardest things to do is in Facebook advertising is finding and scaling winning campaigns, finding and scaling winning campaigns. A lot of times you're running what Facebook calls dynamic creative, and you're not really sure which ads unless you drill down into the data, and you can't really even turn off the losers at that point.
Yeah, you're essentially defaulting to giving Facebook that control in a way. I mean, that's really what dynamic creative is. It's designed to do this work for us.
Right.
But with almost zero transparency and absolutely no control.
Control. Right. So if there's an overall theme to what we like to talk about is control.
Absolutely.
Right? We want to be able to control the outcomes of our business, and as you should as well. You have to control. I mean, going back to the trainers following your program and not their own. You're being able to control the delivery systems of your gym. And if you're not controlling those things, you're everything's a flip of a coin.
Yeah,
today.
you got the whim of whoever is in control.
So kind of going back to the ad setup is there's two major things that we turn off. Number one is dynamic creative. We turn that off, and the other one's campaign budget optimization, and we turn that off. And you're like, well, Tim, that I can just tell Facebook I want to spend $100 a day, put 20 ad creatives in there and let them do the work. That's the lazy way, and also what I found has been the wrong way for years, right? And again, we've tested this a million ways. So going back to kind of the setup, here's really quickly how you do it. You have one campaign, you've got your ad set level, and you've got your ad creative level. And really all what we're trying to do is have one ad set and one creative tied to each other, so you know exactly, you can pinpoint which ad is doing the best.
And then the reason being is because the budgets are set at the ad set level.
Correct.
So when you're creative, you've got a 1-to-1 between your ad set and your creative. You're stringing that spend to that specific creative.
Yes, it's
painting that picture for
it's
you.
also called a forced split test. Yeah, so we're forcing Facebook to spend $20 a day on that creative, on that combination of ad copy and image or video.
And understand, there's no dynamic creative setup in that ad.
Yeah.
It's just one hard setup. We're not using, we're passing up the option for dynamic creative.
Yes, exactly. And when we teach this, and the reason I'm bringing this up is last night I had a conversation with Ryan, one of our Iron Circle members, and we're going over his numbers. And again, I've never hit 50,000 a month, and we did it. We hit 85,000 in November. We're hitting 55,000 again. For I guess that was January, right? For January's numbers. And I said, okay, so let's talk about what's driving that. He's like, these ads that we're running. I'm like, okay, so you're running those yourself? Yes. I go, how did you learn how to do that? He goes, I just watched your videos that you gave us. And I was like, great. We're going to get on the call today. We're going to just kind of drill down. So he's generating leads on his own. He's having the best months of his life. And it's all based on paid ads. I mean, at the end of the day, it's because he's forcing growth. And paid ads is the way to do it. So you've got a couple options when it comes to paid ads. Number one, you can do them yourself. Okay, and that we've done it ourselves for years because we really kind of locked into that, and we enjoy it. We understand it. Yeah. But I can understand how a gym owner would get confused. I mean, Facebook's done a great job of making it really easy for you to spend money on their platform.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Click a couple buttons, all of a sudden you have $100 taken away. Oh, what happened? I don't even know. So Facebook's done a really good job of like the wizard approach to building an ad. So you can do it yourself and learn it, or you can hire an agency. Now, when it comes to agencies, good luck, because
that's tough.
You've got several things to consider. Number one, the biggest thing I would have to consider is that agency coming to the table and telling me what to run for my advertising? Run this challenge, run this offer, run this thing. We've seen it work in this other market. And so they force their marketing hooks and campaigns onto your business,
which have its claws into your business. It's not just marketing at that point. When you do, depending on what they're having you sell, challenges, short-term trials, free, all of those things affect the
bottom line.
Well, yeah, and how you service and what you're servicing, and so it's not always just, hey, we're going to run this advertising for you. Everything else in your business remains the same. It's, hey, we're going to run this marketing for you while you're changing your whole business to fit the marketing that we're doing.
That's something we're really adamant about. Like, you got to be really, really careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should be in control of what the messaging is in the marketing. You as the gym owner, not the agency. Okay, so if you run into an agency that's saying, hey, you have to run this, or we're selling you our hook, line, and sinker, our campaign, our challenge, our whiz-bang thing, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Well, hey, I mean, do you want to market what you already sell, or do you want to start to sell something that somebody told you to market? You know what I mean? Your business is what you sell right now. Like, your business was founded upon the service you bring to the marketplace, and now you've got some agency coming along and say, hey, we've seen success in getting people through the door with this marketing. Why don't you go change everything that you bring to the table, because we've got an idea for marketing.
And I've seen it over and over.
All of the time. Most agencies in our space, that's exactly how they're going about it.
And what was really interesting, when we ran ads for people, we basically gave them 15 options. Like, you could run any of these, or we could run whatever the hell you want. But at the end of the day, they were all the same. They were essentially a trial, either some less than full price trial, and then they became a member, or it was their regular memberships. And it was, like a 2-week guarantee or something like along those lines. And when that person came into the gym, they just went right into the normal memberships. It wasn't like you've got to have these nutrition programs that we're giving. We're going to give anybody a nutrition program.
Yeah.
And I find it really, really odd that the gym owner would expect or even want a nutrition program coming from a marketing agency that has no bearing on, like, in your business. Like, they don't have any stake in it. They're just going to you're going to listen to an agency to give you a meal plan, right? Like, why would you do that?
Why are your customers coming to you?
Yeah, just send them to the agency.
Send them to the agency. They're doing yeah, exactly.
It was really odd. It was a weird time.
Yeah.
And I'm not certain it's happening anymore. Probably
it has to be to some degree, I'm sure.
But that was the norm. We would work with gym owners and like, are you going to give us a nutrition plan? No, I'm not giving you. That's your job.
Or what is included in this? I don't know. I'm giving you a checklist for you to tell me what you're including, not the other way around. You know what I mean? And I think that's what opened up our eyes, initially to it is these questions are so strange. Why are they asking me what they should be, how they should be serving the clients in their gym? What do you do today if somebody walks through your four walls? Do that. Or, you know what I mean?
It was really weird. Yeah, we would have them fill a checklist out.
Yeah. We took their delivery and then we put that into the marketing and yeah.
But why isn't that the norm?
I think because marketing agencies want to control as much as they can control, I think. And if a gym doesn't do that well, their ability to perform, might, I don't know, maybe the agencies are trying to control the offer and stack as much. I mean, obviously, right? What is the objective? Their objective is to get you as many leads as possible for as low of a cost as possible. And they don't care what they look like, how their intent. They don't care. Like, that's the hard part is it's a name, phone number, and email address to them. To you, it's got to be somebody you can convert into a membership. And like our previous episode, free versus, paid, right. All of the intent of all those things. I mean, they have a different job. That's it. And it doesn't always equate to a new member, unfortunately.
Yeah. So gym owners, word to the wise, be very cautious and be very, be upfront with an agency. Like this is our model. Can you run the things that we offer now as ads to get leads in for the programs that we do, not what you're telling us to do. So be careful. I would suggest at a minimum learning the inside of the ads manager to at least know what you're looking at. Another thing, gosh, there's a million things. Your ad should be running your account, not the agency's account.
Correct.
If the ads are running the agency's account, you have no idea what's going on in there. You don't know what the cost per lead is. You don't know their targeting. You don't know what they're saying in the ads. You can't look or audit any of it. So
you're not building your customer lists. You know what I mean? Like there's a million different things that the control should be in your account.
Yeah.
Those are your leads. You can do things with those names and people coming through that stuff. Facebook pixels and all, like, targeting, guys, all of it has to be done in your account.
So lots to think about. I don't want to overwhelm you. The point of this episode was that you need to have a paid strategy, and I try to give you a little bit of heads up of what to think about when you're doing these ads and setting them up. And we're going to have a whole training on this in our virtual summit. News coming very soon on buttoning up all the stuff right now. So hopefully that helps. If you find yourself in a position where you're the same year after year, month after month, something has to change. And if you need help with all this, this is what our coaching program is, winninggym.com/grow. Give us a call or whatever. Opt in and we'll book a call with you. And we're happy to help. So hopefully that helps you. Go out, change lives. We'll see you on the next show. That's it for this episode. Bye. All right. And thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. And when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.